How are we all? Well, if you're in England, I hope you've been enjoying the glorious weather we've had for this last 10 days, 12 days. It's been like summer. In fact, I've known colder summers. Well, foolishly, I decided to believe the weather forecast, and the East Coast was supposed to be light cloud, which kind of indicated maybe a bit of a sunrise colour. So I've upped and out and come over to Withensea. The subject I wanted to shoot, the tide is too far in. I'm governed by tide times and trying to find tide times that work in conjunction with sunrise and sunset is getting harder and harder. Is the Earth spinning off its axis or something? So this was the closest I can get. High tide isn't for another 40 minutes, 6:30 high tide. It is just after 10 to 6. I'm dread to think how far the tide's going to come in because it's ridiculously far in as it is. Sun is rising over there, according to the photographers of Emeris, which isn't my favourite way of shooting, as you know. I don't like shooting into the sun, but needs must when the devil drives. So I've taken a wander down the promenade. It's a very genteel place, Withensea. And the first subject I've come to is this. We have got railings leading into the water, and then we've got some form of sea defence. Quite sure what. But it's a horizontal post with 3 uprights. It's a nightmare because of distortion and angles and all that sort of malarkey. Trying to get it absolutely even on both sides where you lead down with the railings is a bit of a monkey, not helped by the fact that the fixings on the left-hand rail do not mimic the fixings on the right-hand rail. And I've just noticed that the 2 uprights on the right are much closer together than the 2 uprights on the left. The fixings for the nearest upright are further away from the upright than they are on the right hand side than they are on the left, which might explain why I can't get it 100% symmetrical. It's physically impossible because the railings are set differently. But we're not deterred. We've got a wind farm out in the back, and we've got the most annoying band of bright sky where there's no cloud. So to counteract that, I'm shooting downwards. I've got a slither of sky in, but because I'm not using a grad filter, I have got it in, but it's pulled up out of the way. It's not affecting the image. I looked at it and thought, that's going to be a proper monkey. The cloud up there is beginning to look quite promising. If it would just get rid of that lot, we'd be laughing. But I can't filter properly for the exposure there. And yes, I very probably could do multiple exposures and blend, but life's too short to spend time in front of the computer, and I do enough of that as it is. The fact that those steps aren't symmetrical is really beginning to irritate me. Let's pull it forward a little bit. That's it. I'm at F10. No, I'm not. I'm at F18 and 10 seconds. I've got the polarizer on. It's not doing a lot, but it's just giving me a little bit of an extra couple of seconds on an exposure. I did put the 6 stop on. I wasn't convinced. I might try it again if I can find what I've done with it. Let's see. Yeah, that's the 6 stop. Because I haven't put the filter on, the grad filter, the sky, or sorry, not the sky, the horizon line is very minimal. Excuse me, I've just put that in cockled. There we go, that's better. I can drop it down from F18. That's better, F8. And we'll go up to 30 seconds. Now I am, because I just caught the focus ring, I'm just going to double check that focus. Yeah, that's still okay. I just felt my hand catch it slightly when I was getting rid of the... I love it when my camera says, lighting poor, recommend flash. Really? I don't think so. I've got ISO 200 to try and... Let's stick it on at 30 seconds. Really? Try 30 seconds instead of bulb. It works better. I forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, I put the ISO at 200 because I didn't want to be stood here for 30 minutes waiting for a long exposure. I've done some shorter exposures and we've got a bit of white swirly stuff going on down here because where the water's coming in, it's hitting on the rocks and the stairs and it loses the power, so it just froths a bit. Fabulous. I have seen one more shot down there. It's going to be really light on images, this, I think. We're also shooting portrait. Not what I wanted to do. I wanted to get some landscape in. I could move further down the stairs, but as we still have an incoming tide, probably not the best solution, because the rogue waves that are coming in here are really coming up. You can see them building and I'm standing here thinking I really ought to move. 30 seconds takes forever. It's a nice calm day. We've got a westerly, southwesterly wind because I'm under the sidewalk or the promenade. I'm nicely sheltered, which is fab. And it's about 10 degrees. There you go, your weather forecaster this morning. So thankfully it's just a t-shirt and my fleece. Right, I'm just going to leave that to finish cooking. And we might take a wander back down that way and see if I can get a second image. One of the fun things about coming back to a location that you've been to many times is trying to find different compositions. And it's not easy. Oh, it's a doggy. Hello. Hello. What you doing? Hello. Hello, gorgeous. We're going to have a doggy in the shop. Well, not really. Anyway, yes, trying to find a different composition. So I've come down onto the slipway, which apparently we're not meant to do because there's a big sign opposite me that says no access to the public. Oops. And I am shooting landscape orientation. And all I'm getting in, I'll put a insert up here or up here, one of the two. Just the very end of the walkway that comes down from the two, they look like mini castles. I think they were the start of the old pier. I've just seen some photographs of how the pier used to look. Morning. No, you're all right. She's having a good time. Yeah, I don't blame her. Just the very end of the walkway with the railings coming down from the left. And I've had to frame it because in the distance behind those railings, there's a curve coming out of where the coastline curves round. It juts out a little bit. So we've then got the rocks coming down. I'm sure this is only meant to be on 30 seconds. Oh, it's shot. Okay. There is negative space, but on the right-hand side, we've got a series of marker poles going out, so it's not totally empty. I'm shooting at 55mm on the 17 to 55. I might walk down a little bit further, but my reason for being here is with two exceptions, all the marker poles are under the horizon line. I don't know, I could maybe do with being up here. That might work better. Two of the marker poles seem to be slightly higher than the rest. I've got the polarizer on. The sun's, can see the sun coming up over there. The only thing it's doing is minimising that bright bank of sky. We've got cloud bank on the horizon. We've then got a slightly thicker band of cloud, and I can feel a sneeze coming on, I do apologise. Then we've got a blank space. Taylor Swift is springing to mind. And that's just a little bit irritating, but using the polarizer is minimising it. But I think I want to try going up and getting lots more sky in. Oops, level it up. I do like using the polarizer to minimise that horizon as well. Worked beautifully down there. Long exposure in the landscape orientation. It just minimised the horizon. The exposure time was almost on the verge of being blown out, but it got rid of the horizon, which was what I was wanting. So although I haven't got the colour I was desperately hoping for, you watch next week, I'm at work, every sunrise will be amazing. Oops, that's better. Yes, that's more what I was looking like. You'll see it when I put the image on the screen. The cloudless section of the sky actually imitates the shape of the rocks coming out on the right hand side. Now, because I'm blind as a flipping bat and I'm a short ass, just want to double check that's focused. Yes, it is, and I really need to clean my sensor. I meant to do it last night, but I fixed the tripod instead. One thing at a time. So I'm just going to see if I can circle the tripod onto this and maybe get a little bit closer. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that. As I was saying something about, although the sunrise hasn't happened, the colour. What it is doing, because I've got this beautiful bank of cloud, it's allowing me to shoot longer into the day than I would do normally. And sunrise is already at the ungodly hour of blooming 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I do love summer. All those early starts. Right, I'm going to fiddle around here for a minute and see if I can improve on that. But it's great to come somewhere that you like and somewhere that you know, and get something a little bit different. Because I've not done that before. I do like my Sundays at the coast. Well, having said, excuse me, hair all over the place, that the bank of cloud was going to enable me to shoot for longer, it appears it isn't. Because now we've got lots of clear sky coming over. Or cloud moving out. Excuse me, I've just managed to break a nail. Oh, first world problems. Yeah, we've got light cloud moving over. It's beginning to go a bit bubbly, is the only way I can describe it, in the thick cloud, so it's letting shafts of light come through. They're not doing anything startling, they're not sending nice shafts down to light up the groins, but they're creating highlights. So this is going to be the last image. This is the subject I wanted to shoot. However, on high tide, you can't get to them. Not without probably breaking your neck. I'd have to walk out over these rocks, and that's not happening. That's not happening. So I thought, okay, look at it slightly differently. Let's do a side-on. We have, I'm presuming, and I know it's a dangerous thing to do, that there is some sort of pipe or something underneath, because it's a walkway, it's a little bridge over something. So you have the railing, then you have a concrete triangular structure which mirrors the shape of the railing, and then behind it, although you can't really see it on this one, oh yes you can, just there are 3 upright stanchions. We've got the rocks coming out, leading into it, and then in the distance we have at least 1 marker post. Because it wouldn't be the same, oh no, we've got to, if we didn't have a marker post. I'm using the 6-stop. I'm using the polarizer still to more to lighten the water, but it is also minimising that horizon. I've got a 0.6 grad on. I really do need to invest in a 0.3 because a 0.6 is just too much. I'm at F18 ISO 125 seconds, and I'm quite liking that. I'd love to go a little bit further down, but as I say, every now and then those rogue waves come in. The rogue waves come in. It's 7 o'clock, so if we're not on a static tide, so it's slack tide, I think it's called, it should be starting to recede. But every now and then one comes in, and we're still getting water up to about 5 steps down here, so it's probably not the smartest idea I've had. But I'm not displeased with that. We've got a nice milky water, we've got the rocks coming in from the right. That particular one has just got the 3 groins, or the 3 stanchions showing through. And then we've got 2 marker posts in the background, so there's something everywhere. Again, the bright patch of sky down there is mirroring the actual image, the shape where the rocks are coming out. Sort of a, not quite an arrowhead, but that kind of effect. So yeah, it's been a good morning. For all that we didn't have the glorious sunrise that one would have liked, but you can't have it all. One of these days I am going to phone the boss and say, there's a really good sunrise going off, I'm not coming in. See what he says. So, I hope you enjoy the few images that I've got. So, not many, probably 3, I think, in total. And have a good couple of weeks. Thanks for coming on. And I'll see you soon. Toodaloo.